Yo, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dee Guwap. Next up, we have What Made 90s Anime So Special by Adrian. Let's get into it.
What made 90s anime so special?
Bro, 90s anime is my favorite. Like, I love anime now, but it's just something that was so special about that shit back then. I'm not even gonna hold you. Maybe he'll let me know.
I found myself asking this question recently. In a time where we have beautifully animated shows like Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen, I find myself more drawn to older titles like Cowboy Bebop and Akira.
I said the same thing. Beautiful animes. Kira, best anime movie all time. Cowboy Bebop,
Of
top
course,
5
it's
anime.
easy to make the argument that those titles are classics, and a show like Jujutsu Kaisen still has a way to go before reaching that status. But why are they classics? What made them so special? My name's Adrian, all webs, and today we'll be trying to understand what made 90s anime so special. But before we begin, you know the drill by now. You gotta like the video and subscribe.
Go subscribe to my boy. He at 1.29K. Go ahead and go subscribe to him if you're into anime. Hell, subscribe to me too, goddammit.
The aesthetic of 90s anime is unmatched to this day. I can't tell you how many times seeing a single screenshot from an anime has made me want to watch it. Artists can express so much through the aesthetic of an anime, and the style used in the 90s has aged fantastically. I noticed this when I went back to watch one of my favorite movies, Akira. Akira is a 2-hour-long anime movie about a biker named Kaneda who tries to save his friend from a top-secret government project. I won't spoil too much because you should definitely watch Akira.
You cannot be an anime fan and not watch it. And it's not me gatekeeping this or that. This is the quintessential anime. Like Akira is gold. I'm talking from the aesthetics, like he said, to the story, to the message.
But the scenes where Kaneda is riding through the city or a simple shot of the skyline left me astounded. The vibrant colors and fluid animation was beautiful, and it truly shows the passion and how much the animators cared when making this movie. 90s anime set a new standard for visual storytelling. How many times have you seen a lo-fi beats video with a looping shot of a scene from a 90s anime? And every single time, the aesthetic matches the music. Even decades later, the craftsmanship and attention to detail displayed in 90s anime continue to inspire and influence some of my favorite shows. Another thing about the aesthetics that made 90s anime so special was how they built atmosphere. One of the best examples of this is in Neon Genesis Evangelion. In the episode
Not that's how you've been saying it. Nah, he's hitting some key points. Bro, I didn't have a bunch of friends that liked it. I had no friends that liked anime. So I said some words wrong because bro, I ain't have nobody to discuss with. What'd he say, Evangelion? I just said
they built
what the fuck was I
atmosphere.
saying?
One of the best examples of this is in Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I would say Evangelion.
In the episode Hedgehog's Dilemma, Shinji runs away from home. He is traumatized and stressed after his last battle, and he takes off with no place to go. The aesthetic and art style perfectly complement how Shinji is feeling. On the train with Shinji, we hear nothing but the muffled sounds of his music, the rattling of the train tracks, the clicking of his cassette player as he rewinds the same song. Outside we see the green, grey cityscape being peppered with rain until we move further and further away from civilization, and the background no longer has any buildings, but mountains. Shinji goes to a movie theater and does everything but watch the movie. The art shows this as not even the light from the screen reflects off his eyes. They're dull, empty, and sad.
Bro, come on, man. Like, I didn't even notice this when I watched, like, the light reflecting off his eyes. It didn't because he wasn't watching. If he was, come on. Come on.
90s anime fully immersed us in the story of these worlds by making us feel what the characters felt. That may be basic storytelling, but in times where some shows tell us a character is sad rather than show us, going back and seeing this is refreshing. Beautiful art that reflects the story. That leads on to the next topic.
I'm gonna let him get to his points. I didn't know there was a difference between aesthetics and animation. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Before technology improved to what we have today, animation for anime was done using a technique called cell animation. Cell animation is a traditional form of animating, and it involved everything being hand-drawn on clear celluloid sheets and placed over painted backgrounds. Most, if not all, of your favorite 90s shows were done this way. For example, Dragon Ball Z. It'd be a crime for me to not talk about this anime when on this topic. Dragon Ball Z is the most iconic anime to come out of the 90s. It inspired
Ever.
and changed a generation and gave home to the most popular anime character in history, Goku. Real quick off topic, who do you think could actually beat Goku? Let me know in the comments, because me personally, Sailor Moon wins that fight, and I will not be elaborating.
Nobody beats Goku in hand-to-hand martial arts, especially now. He could be killed, yes. Like, I don't deny that there's plenty of gods and deities. But you want to know who beat Sailor Moon? Zeno. Like, you see how weak the obliter, get rid of somebody is? Hell, Zeno could just wipe her universe. Like, I've always hated that argument.
Back on topic. If you're a huge fan of the Dragon Ball series, I'm sure you'll agree that it has some of the best animation, especially in the 90s. We all remember watching Goku go Super Saiyan for the first time. One thing I'm sure you didn't know
Bro, I did a video on it, but damn, that hue is
is
something.
that all of it was done using animation cells. Everything was animated by hand, and my god, can you tell? The love and care in each line, the gorgeous color palette, and the charm of every imperfection just adds to the experience. One of my favorite things about this being hand animated, the OG Super Saiyan hair. I much prefer it being fluffy and light as opposed to sharp and rigid, but hey, maybe that's just me.
I said the same. It looked more like hair. Um, as I've gotten older, I noticed some imperfections in Dragon Ball Z as well, but the imperfections just add to it because, like, bro, I don't want to get too deep, but imperfections are in life. We strive for the perfect things, and it's not normal and it's not realistic. There's beauty in imperfections.
DBZ's animation holds up so well to this day that it even surpasses some of the best animated shows we have now. Of course, not everything can be hand animated. It's extremely challenging work both mentally and physically, and the animators that had to do this also had the pressure of working on a beloved franchise too. Working conditions for animators are usually poor, and I'd like to take this moment to acknowledge that and thank them all for their continuous hard work.
Honest to God, bro. Like, rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. I do not know how much money he had. I don't know how much money he had in the bank when he died, but however much he had, it was not enough for his sacrifices and the damage like he did to his body. Same for Tagashi. Um, when you love something, that is what you'll do. This is what I hate when people say it's not profitable enough, so they're not going to do it. So you really don't love it. Like, if you love something, you can make a profit from it. That ass.
When technology improved, Animators used that to make their workload more manageable, and rightfully so. It just feels like a beautiful time capsule to turn on a classic anime and see how everything is hand painted.
This is huge. He's going to touch on it. I do think the characters was way better back then because I don't know. I feel like most of the main characters nowadays are like everybody wants the anti-hero, even though all night most animes had it back then. But I don't know, like the main character is so ungodly annoying.
The anime characters of the 90s were fantastic. They placed a heavy emphasis on character development. Unlike now, where action and fight scenes seem to be the main focus, 90s
Yeah.
anime often placed greater emphasis on character-driven narratives and psychological depth. We had Goku, Sailor Moon, Yusuke, Guts, and the poster boy of 90s anime himself, Spike Spiegel. Spike is a bounty hunter on a spaceship called the Bebop, and after an affair with his partner Vicious's girlfriend, he finds himself with a target on his head. Spike is an introvert, nonchalant, and lazy. He smokes all the time, and we can see that in damn near every shot. Spike sounds like a typical protagonist you'd see nowadays. However, what separates Spike is the execution of his character. No, wait, no.
Also what separates it is I'm gonna let him get to his points. I always say that shit, I don't know why. But what separates Spike and Cowboy Bebop as a whole is you can watch all of Cowboy Bebop and see no character development if you're not paying attention. I guess that's for any show, but I'm talking like you could think he's the same nigga at the beginning as he is in the end. But if you really pay attention, it's just epic.
The actual execution of his character. Spoilers, sorry. Spike starts off hating everything. He hates dogs, children, and women with attitudes, and yet, as the series progresses, he warms up and opens himself to Ayn, Edward, and Faye, each of them falling into one of those categories. Spike has nightmares and is constantly tormented by his past. He isn't a hero like you'd see with Deku or Tanjiro, but he has a good heart. 90s anime weren't afraid to make their characters flawed and downright not good people. By doing that, it immediately made them iconic and made
What made like his point on Spike and he opened up, some people be like, you just said that you could tell he didn't care about them because he never once said I love you, or he never once like too much openly affectionated for them. That's a real word. Pretty sure it is. Like it was just shown through him traveling with them, not being as pissed at them. Like it was subtle signs. Like, come on.
us love them even more. Spike is lazy and has done terrible things, but he still brings flowers to visit a girl in the hospital. Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho was a troublemaker with a foul mouth, but he still jumped out in front of a car to save a kid. By making these characters flawed, they stick in our minds.
Because they are real. There's beauty in imperfections. Hell, Yu Yu Hakusho, my favorite anime of all time. Not gonna hold you, don't give a fuck. In the first episode, they don't know what to do with them. He was like, damn, bro. Like, no metric should you jumped in front of that car. We thought you was a selfish bastard. Like, that's basically what Botan and Koiman said.
Real people with good hearts and bad attitudes. That's more relatable than somebody who's always been good.
hmm
Anime from the 90s was special. From beautiful hand-painted landscapes to flawed but lovable characters. 90s anime was surely a sight to behold. Together, we've tried to understand what makes it so popular. Whether the popularity of it is down to the animation, the aesthetics, the characters, or just straight up nostalgia.
Mix of all the above.
Fans will continue to revisit these classics and introduce new audiences to the wonders of them. I know I'll never stop watching these shows personally. The era of 90s anime can be looked back on with love and endearment. Its legacy remains as vibrant and influential as ever. Truly, a timeless medium. But what do you think? Maybe you hate the old art style of anime, or maybe you prefer it to what we get now. Either way, make sure you comment and let me know, and like the video and subscribe. It helps way more than you know. A lot of you
Bro, be sure to like and subscribe. This was amazing. And that name Adrian, he had to live up to it. If you know, you know. But that's what I said. Anime nowadays is beautiful. And I'm not gonna deny that. But they sacrifice story for graphics. And so it's like, and that's what the audience want. But you always need a story. A good story can take trash aesthetics and make it worth a damn if the story is good. Um, I'm tired of seeing grandiose fight scenes, but the story prior wasn't worth a damn, you know? Uh, and that's no shade, and I'm not saying anime sucks by any margin, because it don't. It just lost something, and I get why they don't draw everything. I 100% get that. But it just doesn't have the same love. Like, it's soulless. And I've gotten old enough to where I remember when I was younger, people said machines were soulless and they were taking over. That's kind of true. I'm not saying it's taking over, but like there's no soul in the computer generating everything. And I'm just being for real with you. Hey, but I'm still watching that shit. And the beauty is there is so much anime that I don't think one person can even watch all the anime in the 90s. So if that's what you want to watch, is what you want to watch. But tell me below, what's your favorite anime? Tell me what some of your favorite characters from the 90s and even now. And be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss more content like this. And I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.